facility, press 9. For a rate quote, press 8. Hello, this is a prepaid call from...
It's me for just a minute. I've been moved to Omaha.
An inmate at the Douglas County Jail. To accept this call, press 0. To refuse this call, hang up or press 1. To prevent calls from this facility, press 9. For a rate quote, press... Your current balance is $30.00. This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. For more information about our privacy policy, please visit www.connectnetwork.com. After the beep, press 5 to accept this call. This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. Stay on the line to accept this call. Thank you for using GTL.
I don't consent to recording of my call. Are you recording this for me?
Yes, I am.
Okay, this is for Mr. Quasi. Under Title 18, United States Code, Section 921, in parentheses, little a, in parentheses, 33, in parentheses, capital B, in parentheses, little I, quote, a person shall not be considered to have been convicted of such an offense for purposes of this chapter unless, in parentheses, Roman letter I, the person was represented by counsel in the case or knowingly and intelligently waived the right to counsel in that case, period. This has to do with whatever they claim was the original felony conviction for which makes them a prohibited person. This is talking about that entire chapter having to do with firearms that includes 922 little g little 1. So if the event that he was charged with, which ended in a felony conviction, is one where he was not represented by an attorney, then he is not considered as having a conviction.
What if he did have an assigned public pretender? What if he did? Then the conviction does count?
It has to be, you have to have been represented. You have to have been represented. Elbow counsel doesn't count. Being represented, if he's listed on the jacket or anywhere in there that references him on that original felony as being pro se, he's not convicted.
Okay.
According to this in their own statute.
How does that apply to you? Does that also apply to you as well?
Well, certainly.
Yeah.
In 2009, when they sent me to trial, I didn't have legal counsel representation. They referred to me as being pro se and all these things. The judge says, well, we're sending it back in July of this year when they sent me to trial and that failure to appear. They said, well, he's going to be pro se. He's always been pro se.
Yeah. Very good. On another topic, I got a letter going out in the mail to you today, and I guess your new trial date has been pushed out to later August?
Do you know the day in August?
Well, from what I understand, it's, give me just a second. It's August the 28th.
28th. Did it say why it was continued?
Yeah, there's a dang document here. Let me download it. It says, this matter before the court on its own motion, trial in this matter is currently set to August the 6th, filing 115. However, the defendant has filed an objection, filing 128 to the magistrate's judge's findings and recommendation, recommending that this motion to suppress and the motion to dismiss be denied. The government's 14-day response time elapsed yesterday, so the objection is actually under advisement as of today. In order to fully consider the defendant's objection and reserve the ends of justice, trial in this matter will be continued to August the 28th, 2018. And it goes on to say a bunch of other stuff that's in the mail to you.
Okay. They put the operative verbiage in there, ends of justice.
Yeah.
They use that as a stop-the-clock routine.
Yeah, they do use that phrase, ends of justice, right?
Yeah. See, the thing is, way back in September a year ago, when the U.S. Attorney filed a motion for a continuance and it was granted, the judge did not do it under the ends of justice clause. Therefore, the clock did not stop. Therefore, the 180 days is run. Your right to speedy trial is 180 days. They have to take you to trial unless you ask for a continuance. I've never asked for a continuance.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So there's another rule that they're not going to follow, but I'm going to tee it up anyway.
Yeah.
And I did get your letter where they're saying that the prosecutor didn't file a motion for change of venue. No, he didn't file a motion. In his original motion and in the original first petitions, he said he wanted the trial to be held in Lincoln. That is, in effect, a motion. So when this traitor says he didn't file a motion, well, it was incorporated within his motion. He's playing word games. He's a crafty liar.
Yeah. No
Don't
doubt.
be deceived by him. He is a crafty liar.
Satan was the most subtle beast in the garden.
Well, like one guy here that came in talking about it, he said he won't tell all lies, he'll tell half lies. So there's going to be some truth in what he says. But if it's not the whole truth, it's still a lie. And that's what he, that's his trade and practice. And that's what this guy, claiming to be a A&P student, right?
Yeah.
I'm not. He might be an A&P student. It might be because he was a lawyer and got fired. Might be because he worked, with the government and the military as some kind of a spy or some kind of an operative or whatever. I don't know who the guy is. I don't know what his name is, but I guarantee you, if people do some research on this guy, they're going to find that he's been a government employee probably his whole life. He's probably not married. Has probably got no kids. He's probably in a basement. And I mean, anybody that sits there and trolls somebody over a bogus, unlawful possession of a weapons charge, and as much time as he spends, the guy's either a sociopath, a sick, demented, twisted individual, or he's on the payroll, or possibly both.
Yeah, he's sick and twisted and demented and on the payroll. Exactly. What I can't imagine having the extra time to, pay attention to this particular type of case and make it the centerpiece of my whole life outside of work. I mean, why would he care so much, right, about what happens to you and the details of your case? And it's just insanity.
Somebody like that, he inserts his head so far up other people's rectums. I'm just wondering if the guy maybe majored in proctology in college or something, because but what a way to make a living.
Yeah.
I mean, if his life is that miserable and pathetic that he has to be focused on everybody else, other than his own little world, it's pathetic.
Well, what I see, what I see, Mike, is because he doesn't believe in God and he doesn't believe in a higher spiritual being that created us, and he's bought into this evolution crap, the state becomes his God. And so he believes when he stands up for the state and, rats you out, or he thinks he's ratting you out, but there's nothing to rat out, right? But when he's fighting you, he thinks he's protecting his God, because his God is the state.
His God is the state, and he is anti-Christ because Christ didn't follow the rules, and those people that don't follow man's rules, he hates because he worships the state. And so, the Yickwo Hopkins, where the Supreme Court acknowledged that sovereignty itself is not subject to the law, and the people are the authors and creators of the law, to which they are not subject to it.
Yeah.
And we're the people. We're not citizen subjects or slaves. Now, he may call himself a citizen and calls himself a taxpayer. He's a product of a corporation. He's the progeny of Walmart, or in this case, a corporation posing as government, a fraud, which makes him the product of a fraud. I'm heir to God, co-heir with Christ. What is that? Romans 8:17. I'm not a tenant. I'm not a renter. I'm not a transient. I'm heir. I'm owner. Trader, get over it.
Yep. Amen. Amen. Hey, Mike. During the time that we have left, when just put some thought into, like, that video that you said that should be on that thing. I've looked and looked, but at some point, I don't know if it's possible to give me another copy or whatever. But I just have looked and looked, and I feel confident it's not on there. I don't feel like I've missed anything. Anything's possible.
Right.
Anything's possible. But I'm wondering if maybe they messed with the video before it went out of the prison. They messed with the DVD. I mean.
Without saying how or who it came from. Not an issue to be dwelled on, but I will see if I can determine what's going on.
Okay, all right.
And if I can, be advised of that information, then I'll relay it to you.
Okay. Well, very good.
Just know that there are those among us who actually know what's going on, don't like it. They're within the machinery, and they, assist when possible.
Yeah, there's a remnant of Christ that still, has a passion for justice, and we know who our Father is, and He's much bigger than all their governments and illegal judicial systems. I think we got to get rid of this fake money, funny money that they use to influence human behavior on a massive scale.
Once the Federal Reserve note the fiat currency, the bogus funny money is gone, then all this stops.
Right.
Countries that have gold and silver and resources, they're going to be on top. The reality is that people like him will go away because the government won't have any money to feed his habits. So, he'll have to get out and find a real job.
Yeah.
And then people like FedEx who find out his dirty work behind the scenes that he does to people like me, who used to be a manager at FedEx and, had a perfect record for 7 years before I left there. They'll know that's probably not the guy they want working on their team. He's probably not somebody who's trustworthy, who would go behind their back and stab them in the back and smile about it as he does it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to get in any plane that he had worked on. If he is indeed some sort of plane mechanic, there ain't no freaking way, man. I would want to get on any plane.
And I would ask this guy, where does he claim he was at when he was being shot at, that bullets were flying past his head? I don't believe him. I don't believe he's ever been in combat. I don't believe he's ever had bullets fired directly over his head. Oh, he might have gone through basic training where they shot at him, and I want to know, how far away were they? What caliber of rifle were they shooting, or a pistol or whatever? What were they shooting at him? Because his reference and mine are two different things.
Yeah.
His hearing capability and mine are two different things. The distance that a bullet flies past your ear opening has a very big difference based on the caliber and the speed of sound. If it's supersonic or subsonic, that makes a big difference. If somebody's shooting a .30 caliber at him from a distance to where it's low power subsonic stuff, or some kind of a 45 or something like that is subsonic, there's no noticeable difference. You're not going to hear anything other than it'll make a whizzing sound because that's the air going past you. But the guy has not explained how he's heard that, and his experience and mine may be two totally different things, and that's possible. So, but for him to say that I was not shot at, he's out of his mind. And if you even think about it, he's saying, well, you were so upset, Well, yeah, because I just witnessed my wife being shot at, me being shot at, my dog being shot and killed.
Yeah.
Most people with a heart would be upset.
Yeah, exactly.
So he tries to fish around the facts and give people false innuendo. And his is a building inference upon inference. They call it compounding inference. A lie built upon a lie built upon a lie. And that's what Satan traffics in, is lies.
You have 1 minute remaining.
God bless.
All right. Hey, Mike, our prayers are with you. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead and say what you were going to say if I interrupted you.
Thank you for all that you do.
No.
I look forward to the day that I can shake your hand and give you a hug. And,
amen. Well, I'll treat you to a barbecue dinner, brother. Let's get you out of there, and let's get Pat out of there, too.
God bless.
God bless you, Mike.
Bye for now.
All right. God bless. Bye-bye.
Thank you for using GTL.